Good afternoon, everybody. It is me, B, and I have come to you today to do a little cooking class. We're not going to be too long, but I'm hoping to make something delicious for you. So what we are going to do is we're going to make something essentially vegetarian. And what it is a buffalo cauliflower, okay? So cauliflower is a really great replacement as a carb. So you can have that instead of rice or pasta, and you can make it in so many different ways. And if you love like chicken or something like that spicy, like a buffalo wings, you can make it like that. So it's really tasty and similar. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I've taken about 300 grams or 350 grams of cauliflower, and I've chopped them into, sort of bite-sized pieces. A little bit more than bite-sized, to be honest. Okay, and I've just steamed them for about a minute and a half, okay? So they're lightly steamed, so not pre-cooked, just lightly steamed. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to baste them with 3 eggs, okay? So I've got 2 eggs in my bowl here. Now, if you are a vegan or you don't like to use eggs, you can use a buttermilk. So what you can do is you can use a cashew milk or something similar to that, and add in some lemon juice, and what that does is that will create a buttermilk base for you. All right, so you don't have to use eggs as your kind of wet produce to stick the topping to. But while I'm doing it, I'm also having my herbal beverage because I love that and I get really thirsty when I'm talking. Okay, so I'm going to sip on that while we're doing this. And this is actually also going to go into our topping, okay, because the herbal beverage is a metabolic booster. And so why not help burn some extra calories while we're eating some good food? So what I'm doing is I've beaten up 3 eggs in here. Now that should be sufficient. Obviously, depending on the amount of, cauliflower that you're using, will depend on the amount of ingredients you're going to use. So just going to put that to the side for the moment. And what I've got here is ground almonds. So almonds are going to be the base of our topping, okay? So you can use breadcrumbs, but obviously, for some people who are gluten-free, that may not be an option. Almonds, though, do, of course, have a higher calorie content. So just be aware of that. So I've put in 1.5 cups of almond or ground almonds. You can use almond meal or ground almond. I just use this one here. It's pretty good. I actually use this for a lot of my cooking. Now, what I'm going to do is this is where I put my sort of dry and my slightly wet ingredients. I've got here 2 tablespoons of corn flour. So I'm going to pop that in there. Okay, actually, I'll use a spoon and scrape that out. 2 tablespoons of corn flour. Okay, I've got some curry. So I love spicy. Now, if you're not into spice, you can change the spicy stuff over. So I'm putting a teaspoon of curry in for something less spice, but the idea of this, it's going to give you a little bit of a kick. So I'm going to use smoked paprika. So this has not got a shaker on top, so don't just tip it out. Okay, I'm going to put in, a good 3/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika. I mean, this just smells so good. Seriously. Wow. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to put that in. I'm now going to put in my herbal beverage. So I'm going to put in a teaspoon of herbal bev, and I'm using the original flavor, okay, not the peach or cinnamon, all right? And now I'm going to put in my slightly wet ingredients. Now, okay, so what I'm using is I'm just whisking together those dry ingredients, okay, so you can see them there. So they're going nice and whisked together, mixed up. So it would be quite good if you had like garlic granules. You could use those instead of a wet paste. So I'm going to put in a teaspoon of ginger. Oopsie. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of garlic. Did I say garlic? Oh, this is ginger. This is garlic. So I'm going to put in a teaspoon of garlic. Okay. So 1 teaspoon. I like to keep it simple. And I like hot. So I'm putting in a teaspoon of chili. Now, you can use chili flakes, and remember, we also have the spiced paprika in there, and paprika has got a kick to it. The thing I love about chili and paprika and those sort of spices is they actually increase metabolism. So we're not only, and they've also got great antioxidants in them, especially red. That the red color is really good for your health. Okay, so I'm mixing it all together with my little whisker. So you've got 3 different types of metabolic boosters in there actually. which is fantastic. Now you can also add a little bit of Himalayan salt, which I would suggest because I love Himalayan salt. Okay, so what I'm using is I'm just whisking together those dry ingredients. Okay, so you can see them there. So they're getting nice and whisked together, mixed up. So it would be quite good if you had like garlic granules. You could use those instead of a wet paste. So I'm going to put in a teaspoon of ginger. Oopsie, I'm going to put in a teaspoon of garlic. Did I say garlic? Oh, this is ginger. This is garlic. So I'm going to put in a teaspoon of garlic. Okay, so one teaspoon. I like to keep it simple. And I like hot. So I'm putting in a teaspoon of chili. Now, you can use chili flakes. And remember, we also have the spiced paprika in there. And paprika has got a kick to it. The thing I love about chili and paprika and those sort of spices is they actually increase metabolism. So we're not only, and they've also got great antioxidants in them, especially red. That the red color is really good for your health. Okay, so I'm mixing it all together with my little whisker. So you've got 3 different types of metabolic boosters in there actually, which is fantastic. Now you can also add a little bit of Himalayan salt, which I would suggest because I love Himalayan salt. This is the one I use, and I am going to just crank a little bit in there. Just crank it in. Okay, all right. So we've pretty much got our mixture all ready to go. So at that point, so it's quite nice and crumbly. That's delicious. So I'm just going to put that to the side for the moment. And what you want to do is you want to make sure your pan, we can either pan fry it or you can put it in the oven. So I'm going to put it on the pan just for a little bit, and then I'm going to put it into the oven. So what I actually am using today is this delicious macadamia nut oil. I baste these cauliflowers. So I'm going to take these cauliflowers, I'm going to put them into my egg. Okay, and then I'm just going to baste that over like so. Now I am just quickly pan frying them just to give them a bit of crisp, and then I'm going to pop them into the oven. Okay, so like so, and now straight into my mixture. Okay, like this. So I wouldn't make them too big. I think that one's a bit big in size, but that's fine. Okay, for the purposes of this. So we're going to put them all together like that, and then I'm going to pop them into that base there. Okay, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so, and it'll be quite good to actually put them into the fridge if you've got time, just to, you know, let the topping set and make it a little bit firm. Okay, so I like to put it on nicely, like so. Okay. So yeah, I would definitely like to put that into the fridge. So just for 10 minutes or something, just to let the setting, the topping set onto it, make it nice and crispy. Yeah, lovely. Okay. And as I said, the great, you know, cauliflower is really flexible. You can do so much with it, and it's a really great vegetable. And if you really like broccoli, you could probably try this with broccoli. I mean, I never did it, but you could. So here we have it. We've got our cauliflowers, and they're ready to go into my heated pan. So I'm just going to put them on here. You can hear that sizzling straight away. That's so good. Okay, so I have only got about a tablespoon of the oil in here. Okay, and we're going to make them really delicious. Okay. You could also, which is what I actually like to do, is use this spray. So this is a really great spray. So you could, this is an extra virgin spray. It helps you monitor. Just spray that in the pan like so. Monitor how much oil you're actually consuming. And it's a great way to keep those fats down. Okay, so we're going to have a look at these cauliflowers while they were cooking on the, so there we go. We've got them in here. You can see that beautiful brown color, and they're so crispy and delicious. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop them onto my tray. I'm going to put them in the oven, and they're going to be in there for about 15 minutes. And then I'll pull them out, and then we're going to eat them and put a nice little topping on. So I think you'll enjoy the topping. What I really like to use is nice spicy hummus, and also if you like sriracha sauce. So check out what that's like. Okay, so these have been baking for 15 minutes now. And the topping is lovely and crispy and delicious. And they literally look like a buffalo wing, you know, so yummy. I kind of can't help eating one. But anyway, put it on the plate and we're going to serve them up. So they've got enough here for easily one meal. And if you're going to add this to something else, like a meat dish, or if you're vegetarian, you might want to be using some tofu. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pop on here my serving of hummus just on the top like so. Okay. And because I love spice, I'm just going to put a really quick little serving of sriracha. Let me just double check that this is off. Yep. Okay, because there's nothing worse than squeezing and nothing comes out. Okay, so just a little bit like so across the top. That's not working. Not too much, because you don't want to have too much sauce. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful, healthy vegetarian dish. And that's enough calories for a full meal. Okay, so again, if you are going to maybe put in some other products with it, like a tofu or a tuna or some sort of fish, that's enough servings for 2 people. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed that today, and let me know when you make it and take a nice photo, and this will also be posted up on my YouTube site. Okay.